Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. At the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
I would think as a play caller, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get into him. It's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
Pass caught, right side, Phantom. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Cleveland.
Here's Purdy. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Now Purdy. Checks it down to Jenkins. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Throwing here, Purdy. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
And the Browns, first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter's telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
They'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
At the Bengals' 33-yard line.
Purdy now to throw. That's caught left side by Judy. Stopped at the 30.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Purdy looking to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead.
Bengals nothing.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pass midfield. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
We spent so much time talking about the physical side of the game. How about the mental side? They just gave up a field goal, but they didn't get down at all. Big-time return. They're set up to try and at least tie the game up.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Burrow looking to pass. It's Hill, complete.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 21 yards. That's good for a Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw on film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch, when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
This is caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyreek Hill from 13 yards out. And the Bengals have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead. On that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. He's got it. We'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Pass caught. He's got Tillman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
On this one, he may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. But Nick Bonito not letting him escape there. He was in instant pursuit off the snap and dropped him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
That's going to be caught by Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
It's a gain of 11, and it's third down.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Purdy on the sneak. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Browns first down. 2 yards on the play. First down, Browns.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun now with Purdy. He'll swing this out to Judkins. That'll give him 8 that time. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 29-yard line.
An inside run with Judkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
It's now 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Purdy. Over the middle, that's to Fenton, his tight end. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
That's good.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Back to throw, Purdy. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Another try after the 1st down sack. Purdy. And the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Nick Bonito in there to drop him. At sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. Purdy from the gun. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
And his kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Oh, look at the juke. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Joe Burrow back out there for the next Bengal possession. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start things off with a give to Gibbs. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Tyson Campbell on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down at 7. Burrow will throw. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Now Burrow. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. He reaches the 8-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
First down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Well, he looked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
Now it's Burrow. And that is caught. Like the back judge right there to say incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They're passing here. Joe Burrow firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now whistles and a flag. And I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not all now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Purdy. Open man is Bond. He's got it. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Purdy from the gun on third down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. That is a big fella, Namdi Matabike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown of protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
On fourth down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
That one complete to Hill. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Burrow. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll go down shy of 40 at the 41. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That's good.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Burrow on play action. 20! And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 41 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Aubrey now for the PAT. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6.
17.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Bengals score. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Here's Purdy. Open man, that's Tillman. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
Open man downfield is Judy. He's got it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
First down. One gain of 30. First down, Cleveland.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. On first down, here's Judkins. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 18. A gain there of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Purdy now to throw. He'll get this complete to Tillman. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's second down. Purdy looking to throw. He gets this into the hands of Judkins. And the Browns are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Minute mark in this first half of action. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the zone read, this is Judkins. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Out of the gun, Purdy. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make it 17-13.
Browns 13.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bengals offense and Jamar Chase set to take over once more. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. I feel like the offense coordinators are a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. Burrow looking to pass. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Christian McCaffrey, 58 yards. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. It seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Aubrey now for the point after. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's Carter now on the return. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Browns offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
2nd down and 8. Throwing here, Purdy. It's taken in by Bond. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. There's a short one caught by Fannin. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Setting up a screen for Jenkins. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the 1st half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5. Purdy off the play fake. And he's got his man on the out route. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And his kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So he's been a busy man here in this 1st half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, it's still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the 1st half of play. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the 2nd half. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this 3rd quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong 1st half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the 1st half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, They're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They go play action here. Purdy. There's a short one caught by Fannin. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Back to throw, Purdy. Well, he is caught. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
17 yards. And the Browns first down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Cleveland.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
That's another Browns first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
That's downfield. He's got Fannin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right, safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
J.C. Horn up to make the tackle.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now Purdy. Quick hitter here. It's complete. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
And it's 3rd down.
Purdy. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Browns have cut the lead back down to 2.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2.
The Browns will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Purdy will throw for it. It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. In motion, the tight end. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bowers. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Now it's Burrow. And he's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Brock Bowers, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Little football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
But they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And they worked this well upfield across the 45. 63 yards receiving for him now. And that last catch good enough for a first down.
First down, Browns.
Give up the middle, Judkins. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Second and 7. Purdy from the gun. This one is complete to Judkins. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 77 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
What an advantage having a elite guy to build a defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Shotgun now with Purdy. That's caught left side by Judy. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Purdy will try to pick it up himself. And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the 1st down before taking the hit.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Purdy. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now for the point after. And that will tie our game here in the third quarter. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Got a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 33, here's a 2nd down and 6. Burrow will throw. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Now the Bengals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Burrow. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 7 yards on the quick slant and a 1st down.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3 and out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Now it's Burrow. Open man right side to St. Brown. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
From midfield now, Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Gibbs straight ahead. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyreek Hill, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Aubrey good with a PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead.
38, Browns 31.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's Carter now on the return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The Browns drive about to get started. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together. A couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
Purdy looking to throw. Pass complete to Judy on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, Purdy. Open man, he completes it to Judy.
Purdy's pass complete to Jerry Judy. A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's 3rd and 3. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is going to have a Browns first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 47-yard line.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Throwing here, Purdy. A throw here right sideline for us, incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The Browns send out their punter now. And with a strong wind at his back, he's on to punt it away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line.
The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here's Burrow.
Open man is Chase, complete.
And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game.
Purdy now to throw. That's going to be caught by Judy.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Purdy. That is caught. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Browns first down. A gain of 9 yards.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Purdy to throw. He'll get this complete to Tillman. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
They'll run from the gun. It's Judkins.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now 2nd and 4. To throw is Purdy.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Myles Garrett in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Purdy to throw. He's got his man. That's Tillman.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Throwing, Purdy.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Here's 2nd down. Here's Purdy to throw.
Escapes, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Here's Purdy.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And remember now, a field goal does you no good. This is touchdown or bust territory. So they took a late shot for the end zone, but the defense, as they've been all game long, up to the task.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. A desperation heave for the end zone.
And that's going to be incomplete.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.